Welcome to Storytimer. Linda Lynn Weldy. Linda Lynn Weldy was born a little over a month after the bicentennial on August 13th, 1976. Her mother was Karen Lewis. She had a brother, William Lewis, who was 2 years older than her. In 1987, her father had been out of the picture for some time. She had a stepfather, though, Robert Egolf. Karen Lewis and Robert Egolf had been together for years. They officially married in 1988. In early March of 1979, the family suffered a house fire at 311 D Street in LaPorte, and Robert Egolf had helped everyone to escape. He and Karen both suffered cuts as they helped the children get out of the window. A young person passing by also assisted the family as they escaped through the broken window. The children, 2-year-old Linda and 4-year-old William, were unharmed. Later, in 1987, the family lived at 181 West McClung Road near Fish Trap Lake on the northwest side of LaPorte, Indiana. Karen worked at a factory. Linda attended Critchfield Elementary and was a Girl Scout. Linda Lynn Weldy was last seen getting off the school bus on February 24th, 1987, by her bus driver. Her stepfather, Robert Egolf, and her brother were outside the home working on an antenna that afternoon. But Linda never made it up the long driveway and to the house. Sometimes Linda played with friends in the neighborhood, but had always told someone in the family where she was. Her stepfather assumed that she was at a friend's house and was not immediately worried. I imagined that he thought maybe Linda was at another friend's house at a sleepover. He might have thought that perhaps Linda and her mother had told him and he forgot. And he and Linda's brother hadn't heard, they hadn't heard any scuffle, they hadn't heard any shouts at the time of the school bus drop off. So, they didn't have any reason to be worried. Just Linda hadn't returned home, and they were maybe a little concerned, but they thought, well, we'll ask her mother when she gets home. Probably she's at a friend's house. Linda's mother then returned home from work just after midnight, and upon, checking with each other, they realized this is bad, and the family then called the police. West McClung Road curves along the shore of Fish Trap Lake. It's a road that is not a main thoroughfare. You have to make an effort to go down this road. Today, the VFW is at number 181. There's no mention of it being there in 1987. There also appears to be a residential trailer nearby today. That lane that was the driveway for the Weldy family, it leads back to the VFW. It's very wooded. It's a bit curved. You can't immediately see everything from the street that leads down that lane. Across the street from McClung Road, or from, the bus stop there, across the street there's currently a couple of businesses. One looks fairly new, but the other place looks like it could have been there then. But it also looks very industrial, not a lot of windows. It doesn't appear to be a very busy or well-traveled place that might have had a lot of people parked around or people in positions where they would be able to see something around 3 p.m. on a weekday. The perpetrator could have been following this bus or watching for a victim in that way, and a good opportunity. The police, of course, launched searches at the time, and information was distributed. Newspapers and radio helped to get the word out. On March 17, 1987, Linda was found south of LaPorte near Kingsbury, Indiana. Not quite 3 weeks had passed. Her body was fully clothed. She was found face down, clutching a handful of grass. She had been beaten and strangled. Asphyxiation from strangulation was the official cause of death. Hopefully, a rape kit was collected. Just because a victim is found fully clothed doesn't mean a rape did not happen. Some perpetrators let their victims dress themselves, or they dress the victim Hopefully they saved Linda's clothes. Hopefully they clipped and saved her fingernails. It would have been fairly standard practice to do all those things. So hopefully that's what happened in this case as well. The area where she was found was described as a quote-unquote lover's lane. There's a rock pathway that used to be a railroad track. A driveway leads past that and to a field. Linda was described as being found in a field. This is a wooded area. It seems like someone would have to know this area well to know to, well, let's pull into this lane and back here. And it, I feel like a stranger to the area seems unlikely to stumble upon this place. I've seen a couple of pictures of it from Google Earth at different times of the year, and it just seems like a place that someone would have to be familiar with Kingsbury and that area to know where this was. Who could have done this? Was this a neighbor or a stranger? It seems like probably someone local to Indiana, though, to me. That's just my impression. Linda Lynn Weldy was just a young girl. She deserved a long life. She deserved to grow up. Her family deserves justice and answers. Maybe someone out there saw something that they did not think was important at the time. Maybe they overheard something. Maybe there's someone out there who knows something and they felt loyal before, but they don't feel loyal toward that person anymore. What you know could help solve this case. If you know something that may help solve the case of Linda Lynn Weldy, please call the Indiana State Police at 1-219-696-6242 or 1-800-552-8917.